music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. And this is a new 16 and Pregnant-ish version of 16 and Pregnant. It's part of the Teen Mom franchise. I think this is a smart way to kind of revamp everything because eventually, we're going to get tired of the same old people. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, they're all going to leave TV because eventually everything was kind of come to an end, or you need a new fresh batch of people. So I like how they're coming up with something new. You know, the people on here aren't all 16 and under. They're all 17 and older. So it's a new version of it. And I did not know if I was going to review it. I honestly forgot the show came on, and one of my subscribers, well, I think a couple of my subscribers asked me, was I going to watch it or review it? And I said, I don't know. I'll watch it tomorrow. So I watched it today. And I was quite entertained, I must admit. I can see this season or this franchise or these girls, it being season after season. Okay, it's very different. It's a whole new story. I didn't watch the Teen Mom one, like the London version, because it's awkward for me to hear people speak with an accent because I want to laugh because the accent is so cute. So I didn't watch that, but I do like this one. So we got about 5 different girls. So girl number 1, Brianna 7. Yes, I have notes, so I'm gonna be looking down. You know, it's episode 1. I couldn't keep track. So Brianna is 17, and her boyfriend's name is Danae. Okay, so Danae is trans. Danae is male, used to be female. Now Danae and Brianna have broken up, got back together, another back and forth thing again. But it's weird because if she's 17, I mean, who knows? Anyway, you know, so Brianna said one time when her and Danae broke up, she was hooking up with other people. You know, she hooked up with a guy who she usually was hooking up with, and she got pregnant. Now the guy she's pregnant by kind of doesn't want anything to do with her, the baby, meaning he's a piece of shit. So Danae wants to help and step up and be the child's father. Now, the baby is a boy, and we find out that the baby, I'm sorry, my head itches. I need to wash it today. The baby is a boy and will be born with one arm. The baby, you know, will be born with a disability. And Danae says how he feels like him and the baby will have a connection based on him being judged for being trans. And they can have that in common, both being judged for being different. I thought that was a good way to bring it up. I do wonder how old Danae is. I didn't see them list an age for Danae at all, but you know, it was what it was. And then plus I was watching this and my DVR kept acting stupid, so like it would skip like 5 seconds here. It skipped like 5 seconds like 6 times, so I missed little parts. So don't judge me about that. So we saw that whole part of them talking about how, you know, they're a couple, and how Brianna said how she's happy that Danae wants to be around and wants to be involved and wants to be the father figure to her baby, and they want to be happy and be together and, you know, eat lollipops and rainbows and all that stuff. We then see Brianna basically talking to a friend, saying how her mom is still coming with terms accepting Danae, who wants to take the role of father. She says how her mother sometimes still uses the female pronouns for Danae, or was before, because the friend actually did call Danae she, and Brianna corrected her, saying that Danae even corrects her, Brianna, when sometimes she slips and says she, or when she uses slip and say she and not he. So this is how her mother is having to basically accept the fact that Danae wants to be around and wants to be in the baby's life and wants to be the father of the child. We then do see Danae, Brianna talking to who I assume was her mother, because again it skipped about 5 seconds and all I saw was the lady, Danae, and Brianna on the couch. So I assumed it's her mama, because I'm like, who else would she be talking to about the Danae moving in and the girl 17? So I'm like, if it's not her mother, it's her girl, or whoever she lived with, whoever Brianna lived with is having a conversation about Danae moving in, saying it would be beneficial for more bonding with the baby if they were all under one roof. And I'm like, Brianna. So why am I getting Brittany from? Brianna's young. She's 17. Again, I don't know how old Danae is. I'm interested to see this dynamic, because the mother was not for it. She wasn't completely against it, but she's like, I don't know, you guys are so young, y'all be arguing, fussing, and fighting. I think it'll be different if you're here, because it'll be, I wouldn't be able to kind of just walk around and do whatever in the house because there's no one else here. And just saying how, what happens when you let someone live with you. You have a less freedom in your house, because you then have to, you might not be able to walk around naked because you got another person in the house. So they're having that kind of that conversation. And then even with Brianna saying, it would help financially, because again, that's some more income in the house. And then Danae saying how, he feel like if he was paying rent or paying money there, it's smarter. He like, right now I'm paying rent somewhere else, and it's pointless because I'm always here. And while that is true indeed, but if that's the case, why can't Brianna move with you? Yeah. So the mom doesn't think it's a good idea. Just saying how, they can discuss it later, closer to the time when the baby's born or after the baby is born. Just saying how she just didn't think it was a good idea for them to basically live together right now. So that was the whole thing with Brianna and her boyfriend, Danae, who just happens to be trans. Cool. Next, we had Jade. Jade is 21. See, we had a 17-year-old. This is a 21-year-old. Her boyfriend name is Sean. Now, Sean works, supposedly he has a really good job. She says how he works all day. He plays games all night. So he just is always doing stuff, and sometimes it gets on her nerve. She speaks about how her mother and her father have drug issues, how her mom has been in and out of jail and in and out of rehab her whole life. Her father used to be addicted to drugs, but right now her father and her boyfriend both work for the same company. And we also find out that her parents live in a hotel. Yep, they live at an extended stay hotel. Okay. We see Jade meeting with her mom. Her mom doesn't look like a drug addict. She doesn't. She didn't. I thought that was a cool thing. And just letting her mom know how, for the most part, Sean kind of doesn't trust her parents to be there for them, to take care of the baby, or not take care of the baby, but help with like babysit and stuff like that. Whereas Jade thinks, it's okay, they're my parents. I trust them more than I trust anybody else, even though they have these issues. I still trust them or whatever. And he's kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. And so when she's talking to her mom, she's like, he just kind of feels nervous about you, like, having the baby, alone or whatever. And she's like, and she said he really kind of is nervous about you having the baby with you, like driving. So I'm like, maybe some of her jail issues was like maybe driving under the influence or being high, driving or whatever. And her mom just says how, I would never put the baby in harm's way ever. Like, I would never do that. And I'm like, well, okay, let's hope you wouldn't, but, things happen. And the next thing that we see is that her father got fired from the job. Why? Because he couldn't pass a drug test. And so he does not work anymore. And so then she's worried, like, okay, if my dad is back doing drugs, he's lying about doing the drugs, maybe my mom's doing them too, because again, they live in an extended stay hotel. So if he's still doing drugs, how am I to be sure that she isn't also? And they're both just keeping it from me. And I'm like, well, that's why your boyfriend got trust issues, because your parents are drug addicts. So he was like valid in his issues of having issues with her parents, whereas she was making it seem as if, well, they're okay, they're safe. No, they are undercover drug addicts, so that is kind of hard to deal with. So she does admit, like, if my mom is doing hard drugs, like, she can't be around my child, my daughter. And I feel like, fuck hard drugs if you're doing drugs, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. I don't want you around my child. Weed, cocaine, crack, heroin, meth, pills, no, at all, because I don't want you to be high and you fall asleep and drop my baby. You know what I'm saying? I just, no drugs if you taking care of my kids. So yeah. Um, Next we have, I'm gonna say one person. I'm gonna save Ashley for last. Kayla's 18. Her boyfriend name is Steph, and she brings up how her plan. Their plan was to go to college and do just move on from high school or whatever. And then she found out she was pregnant, so the plan changed. They've been going together off and on for, she says, 3 years, and he's cheated a few times. And every time he cheats, she takes his ass back, which makes her, an 18-year-old, young and dumb. And we do find out that since she's been pregnant, she found out they cheated again, and now she's upset. I'm like, this sounds like Brianna, but I'm like, I don't get why she's surprised he cheated, because he's continuously cheated. So I'm like, she's like, I'm just surprised he did it again. Why are you surprised? You said that he keeps cheating and you keep taking him back, so he's repeating the same pattern that you allow. He can't cheat on you and come back unless you let him cheat on you and let him come back, and that's just stupid. So he's, of course, saying he's sorry. I'm sorry. At this point, him saying sorry don't matter, because you've done it over and over again. You can only be sorry for doing something one time. You can't be sorry for doing the same thing numerous times. That's just idiotic and stupid. And he's like, I'm sorry about that, but I really don't want to be in our child's life. I think we can still make this work. And I think they're both, again, I don't think they really said how old any of the guys were, any of the fathers were. But I feel like they too young to even realize you can be parents and not be a couple. You can co-parent. Like, if you keep cheating on me and you keep cheating and I'm pregnant, we have a kid together, okay, we can't be together because you're not faithful. Or I'm going to let you cheat in peace and still stay. You can't you can't know someone cheats and say it pisses you off, but you stay with him knowing he's a cheater. Either let that man cheat in peace or leave, but you can't have it both ways. You can't want him to stop cheating but let him still cheat and let him cheat and let him come back and think he's gonna do anything different. This is not how it works. So she's talking to her friend, and I think her friend is the best person that she could have talked to, because she talked to the friend and friend like, so what's going on with you and Stefan? Oh, I don't know, she did again. I have to figure out where it's going to go from there, and I just want to kind of make it work maybe. And she's like, why would you take him back? Because I'm pregnant. I'm like, she's so fucking stupid. The friend just says to her how each time he cheats, you take him back. So each time he cheats, one, he's losing respect for you because you're allowing him to cheat and allowing him to come back, so he knows he can do whatever he wants. So he doesn't respect you because you're allowing him to do something that he's going to keep doing it. So he doesn't respect you. And she also says he needs to grow up, go to school, and get a job. I'm like, he ain't even in school. Oh, Jesus, just having babies with these deadbeats, I just don't get it, but again, she's young and dumb because she's only 18. So at 18, I was young and dumb too. Thank God I'm 36, Lord Jesus. So her friend also says to her, like, do you want your child to be like him when he grows up? Because she's having a boy. And she's like, no, he would never be like that. Like, I would never allow him to be that way. And she's like, well, you are, because you're going to allow his dad to be in his life as your boyfriend or as your whatever, and he's going to see that it's going to be a learned behavior. And then she was like, why, if you don't want your son to be like him, why allow him to be in your life in that way? And it's like, it clicked. She was like, well, I never thought about it like that. So her friend said the exact right thing to her, and it was so crazy because they look like they're the same age, and she's just a little bit smarter than Kayla. So we then see Kayla and Steven all hanging out or whatever, because again, they broke up because he cheated. So now she's trying to figure out like what they are. And so they're walking through the little after going go-kart racing. Well, she couldn't go-kart race because she's pregnant, but she was still there with them and their friends. And she's like, so what are we? Like, what are we doing here? And he's like, I knew that was coming. I kind of knew that was coming up. And then he says, like, I guess, we're going to like, move forward. She's like, we're going to be together or whatever. He's like, I guess. He not going to stop cheating. He's not at all. Like, he didn't even attempt to sound convincing to make you think he won't cheat again. And he's like, well, you're not telling me what you want. I want you to be with me and just me, and we're supposed to be together. Is that what you're going to do? Is that what we're going to do here? And he's like, yeah, I guess so. Just can't, I just can't. I can't. And he doesn't mean, you can tell he don't mean, you can tell he does not mean it at all. But again, she's young and dumb. The second to last person, her name is Lexi. Now, Lexi is 17, and she's pregnant by her ex-boyfriend, Kyler, who they were together, then they broke up, and she's pregnant now. She's like a senior in high school. She's like the captain of the cheer team, and they broke up before she found out she was pregnant. But they're still, like, hanging out and stuff. So at least he's still around, and he seems like he's active. We see that his mom, at least his mom, is there and around. So it seems like it could be two young kids who got in some trouble, but the parents are still there to support them both. So that's a positive thing, I think. And they have like that, that weird thing where you're with someone, y'all break up, but y'all still like together, but y'all ain't together, but y'all together, but y'all ain't together. Is that kind of thing where it's it's something. So she also feels like people are talking about her behind her back. Girl, you pregnant and you're in high school is what they do. It's weird that she feels like people are gonna look at me. They talking about how I shouldn't be on cheer team because I'm pregnant. Now that I don't agree with. I don't think you should stop someone from participating in school activities because of them being pregnant, unless it's dangerous to them or the baby. But not just because she's pregnant, as if being pregnant is just like the ultimate sin. She does an interview with the school paper, just talking about how a lot of people who don't know her calls her a whore because she's pregnant. She's like, well, they don't know me at all, and the guy who I'm pregnant by, I've been with since the 8th grade. We've been together for years, and we just broke up. So I'm not, a whore. She says also how she reminds herself that rude people's opinions don't matter. And I said, well, you know what? Good for you, because some younger people could hear the negativity and it can just be horrible, and they can just be depressed and not, it's just crazy. So she do go to her school's first football game, and she's a cheerleader. And she does say she feels like everyone's looking at her. She's looking at me, looking at my belly, and they talk. So I feel like they're talking about me. I thought that was childish-ish, meaning she should be aware if she was saying this is the first time people with school would see her pregnant in her uniform or whatever. So I thought it was a little bit immature for her to think the first time people saw her pregnant, they wouldn't look at her like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant, because it might not be rampant in that area. Not all areas have tons of pregnant teens, so sometimes it is a shock if a teen pregnant, she's up here cheering, especially if you didn't know she was pregnant. You be looking like, is that your leader pregnant? Wait, is she pregnant? Bruh, I think she's pregnant. And then it's that. Or it could be something that, oh my gosh, she's pregnant, she's still cheering. That's so great. She didn't know what they were saying or if they were really talking about her. She just said how they were looking at me or looking my way and then talking. Well, they could have just said your outfit is cute. They could have said anything, we don't know. So I think she sometimes she assumes the worst even when she doesn't hear what someone's saying. And, it's just really unfortunate, whatever, but I'm like, it's just, sometimes it is shocking to see a pregnant teenager in school cheering. Just because you're shocked that they're pregnant. Not that it's like, oh my God, she's such a whore. Not that. But it's, oh, she's pregnant. Wow. And you kind of just move on from it. So, that was her whole thing of just, dealing with that. Lord, last but not least. Ashley, this story opened up with people fussing and fighting at a baby shower. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then it backtracks. Now, Ashley, who was 20 years old, her boyfriend name was Bar. And we see they are arguing at a baby shower. Jesus Christ. So we come to find out they used to live in Vegas, and she was a dancer to make money. And she then got pregnant, so they moved back to their hometown, and they basically live with her mom. Now she's in school to be a nurse, and he's looking for a job. And I'm like, okay, it's cool. His mother seems batshit crazy. I'm going to say that right now. She really, really does. They bring up how she went online and was talking major shit about Ashley, the pregnant girlfriend or whatever, and was saying how she was going to send someone to beat the girl up. Your mama can't be threatening your girlfriend, especially your pregnant girlfriend. That's just crazy. Ashley at that point does not want to name their daughter after the mom. She does not want to give the daughter the middle name of the mom. I wouldn't either. I would not either. And it's because they don't get along, basically. So they then say how his mom is saying that she's going to call the baby that name anyway. And she like, ain't gonna happen. That don't sit with me. I don't like it. She shouldn't do it. And then we see him talking to his mom about it. So him and his mom's like at a park or whatever. And, he has to tell his mom, like, yes, Ashley do be tripping a lot. She do be tripping or whatever. He said, but however, so do you. You just as bad. You both be tripping and it's crazy. And, I can clearly see his mama is going to be the entertainment, the trouble, just the craziness of the season. I can tell it. I'm telling you, I can see it. His mama's mad because she's like, your daughter was supposed to have my name. She was supposed to have my name. And, she was supposed to be named after me, and she snatched that from me, and you let her. I thought to myself, if you want a child to have your name, have a goddamn baby. You can't tell your son's girlfriend to name their child the name your name. She doesn't have to because she's the mom. Some people do, like my sister has my mom's first name as her middle name, and once I got older, I did want to have that same middle name just to be connected. But I have my own middle name. It is what it is. But you can't. I'm like, his mama really upset for this. She made it seem as if she had the right to have his child have her name. That ain't how life go. It really, really isn't. And, he tells her, look, I don't want her to have a name. I want her to be original. I don't want to give her that name and give her name everyone else has. You need to accept that, point blank, period. And he's like, you also need to realize that Ashley is not some random girl. I'm trying to build a future with her, and you need to accept that as well. And you know how I am about my sons and these chicks. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I refuse to give her my crown. And I'm like, grow up. Grow the fuck up, lady. And he kind of checked her and said, you see what you just said? He like, look, I ain't like my brothers. I'm completely different. You can't be doing that. You can't be trying to, put yourself over, Ashley. He like, it's just different. He like, he making her realize she not some random. I guess, you know how dudes bring random girls around. So like, for instance, my brother. Well, my brother was dating a long time because my brother's married. Yes, I have a brother. I have a younger brother. He's grown though. But yeah, when he was dating, or when he, just had girls around, I didn't care. Girl, bye. I don't care. I don't care. You don't pay them any attention. They don't matter. Honestly, they don't. It wasn't until he started dating his current wife that I knew something about her was different. So I treated her differently because she was different. And so in this aspect, Bar is trying to let his mom know she not no random chick that I used to bring around. She's special. Like, it's my girl. Okay, it's my bitch. Okay, she's mine. And he said to her, like, y'all have to accept she's family. So she's family. She ride for me. She's like, well, no, I'm your mom and I ride for you. He like, yeah, you do ride for me. He like, and just as hard as you do, so do she. And I think when he said that, I was like, the reason he loved her is because she probably remind him of his mom, of how hard she loves him. And his mama just so, my sons, I'm the queen. I ain't gonna let nobody knock me off my throne. And you don't realize he owned a whole different kingdom. He trying to start a whole new kingdom, mama, and it ain't about you right now. He trying to build his own family, and you fucking it all up. So after that, we see that the mom has went online again and posted all this crap about the middle name situation, and they arguing, fussing, and fighting. So Ashley and Bar in the car going to talk to her mom, and Bar like, look, I'm not finna have no conversation with your mom if it's gonna be disrespectful to my mom. Like, I'm not gonna have that. Now, I feel like they both were pissed. I feel like he was pissed, one, for what his mama did, but he probably felt like, as wrong as my mama was, I have to still defend her, not let anyone disrespect her because she's my mom. I think he was mad that he was even in the situation. But Ashley and Brian was arguing because basically Ashley was saying, like, if your mom comes to the baby shower, or if I see her, I'm fucking her up on sight. I'm gonna break that bitch jaw. You can't tell someone you're gonna break their mama jaw. Now, his mom threatening her was absolutely wrong. Absolutely. And I don't think he was saying that. I don't think he was saying his mama was right at all. He was just like, I'm not going to allow y'all to talk disrespectfully about my mom. And he should be that way. Let him cuss her out or do whatever else. But you can't be in my presence and say that y'all going to beat my mama up and break her jaw. That ain't going to happen. And so when Ashley was saying that, he like, you said you talk too much, shut the fuck up. You ain't going to do that shit. He getting hyped, she getting hyped. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope you don't like punch her, because it got heated in the car. And I'm like, okay, I hope he just don't like haul off and hit her. He didn't, but he did. He got upset. She got upset. It was a full-on mess of them arguing. And then, when she said, I'll break your mama jaw. He like, you ain't gonna do shit. I'm like, they is really going at it. Jesus Christ. He like, get out of my car. Get out of my car. Now, of course, she was at the house. So when he said, got my car, and they like on side of the road. It was at the house. So she get out, and when your family so fucking, your family ain't shit, your family ghetto. He like, your family ain't no better, bitch. Oh, now I'm a bitch. I mean, look, it got heated quick. And I think it's simply because they both were saying the same thing, and they was just hearing it differently. Because he wasn't saying my mom was right and y'all can't talk about it. He's saying I don't want to have y'all speaking disrespectfully about my mom. And I got that. I'm saying I really did. And I think the fact that he was going at his mom before about having to respect Ashley is the reason he was not allowing Ashley and them to disrespect his mom. He shouldn't. He shouldn't. And they get in the house, and her mom is there, and her mom like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? And he like, I get my mom was wrong, but I'm not gonna allow y'all to say y'all gonna lay hands on her. I'm not gonna allow y'all to be rude to her. He like, and I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm in a mood right now. Like, I'm heated, so I don't want to have that conversation because I'm not in the right mindset. He's an adult. He was trying to handle it in an adult way, saying, we don't need to talk about it anymore right now. Like, leave it be. And Ashley kept trying to have the conversation and didn't see it was going left. It was going just the wrong way. That's right. I'm sorry. But it was, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the mom is like, well, you have to remember that before I was a pastor, I was a mother, and her threatening my daughter don't sit well with me. And, you can't think we're going to let it slide. Like, and he like, well, I'm bringing her to the baby shower, so it is what it is. And her mama said, if you bring her, just make sure that she come correct. Meaning, if you bring her, she better not get disrespectful, because if she do, and I don't condone violence. I don't condone it at all. But I get her saying, if your mama comes to the baby shower threatening to put their hands on my daughter, it's going down. And I think him saying she gonna be correct is fine, I'm bringing her and leave it alone. They was both kind of saying the same thing. Like, you can bring her, have her under control. She can't come out wilding. And he was saying, I'm gonna bring her and I'm gonna have her under control. But look, it was just so much. And she was mad, then he was mad, and then she said you can leave, and he left with a backpack. I'm like, did he get put out? It was just so much going on. And I'm like, Lord. So I'm like, this season seems like it's going to be great. Yes, I will be reviewing this show every week. It is in my arsenal. It will be done every week. I promise you. But again, that is the end of my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Other than that, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.